Hello and welcome to another edition of Recollection with me, the Heart Critic, where I look at films from my Blu-ray and DVD collection that I haven't seen in a good number of years. I give my opinion, see if it's changed, and maybe give a bit of background about how I got the film. And today I'll be looking at another anime film, and that is Vampire Hunter D. Now, this is a horror anime from 1985 that is about a vampire hunter named D, who is a Dhampir, which is a half human, half vampire, and he also has like a weird demon face in his hand, and it's all a bit weird. Here's a description of the plot from the DVD itself. The year is 12,090 AD. Vampires plague the earth. The world has undergone a cataclysmic upheaval, leaving mere mortals struggling to survive in a bizarre, nightmarish environment. Controlling this hell is a motley crew of beasts led by Count Magnus Lee, hungry for his next unfortunate human wife. A lone champion, a mysterious vampire hunter known only as D, challenges the stranglehold these arrogant immortals have over their helpless victims. Hired to protect a young villager from Count Lee's unholy bloodlust, D faces his greatest adversary yet. That's pretty much a description of the movie. Now, my first encounter with this is many moons ago. I was early on getting into anime. This is a title that I would see pop up quite commonly, so I was always curious about it. And then one of my birthdays, my mum buys me a duplicate of a Studio Ghibli film I had already, Tales from Earthsea. So we go and scuttle back to HMV, and I decide that I would replace the film with another anime film. Now, they didn't have this there, but they did have the film that came a lot later on, which is Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and I decided to pick it up. But as I brought it home, I knew that there was another film before it, so before watching Bloodlust, I decided to scour the internet and get as cheap a copy as possible as I could of this movie, and lo and behold, on eBay, I found a used copy for about a £5, and I snatched it up. However, although it didn't bother me at the time, I only just remembered after rewatching it that this only has the English dub version on it. Specifically the 1992 Streamline English dub version. So I've never seen a Japanese dub of this movie at all. That's not to say the English dub is terrible. They do actually have some prolific voice actors on here. You got Michael McConaughey as D, he's done a lot of work, and they also have the people who voiced Rita Repulsa and Goldar in the Power Rangers TV series, Barbara Goodson and Kirigan Mahan. So yeah, it's not too bad, but there are definitely quite a few laughable moments, especially when you have that usual problem of actors trying to force the dialogue in sync with the characters' mouths, and so it never comes out quite naturally. But this film is pretty fun overall. It's like a schlocky B-movie horror in anime form, essentially. And you can definitely see the European horror influence here. And it's actually directed by Toyo Ishida, who did the Fist of the North Star TV series and movies back in the 80s as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say that my opinion has changed a bit much at all, apart from just seeing more of the flaws in it. It's definitely very rushed. It speeds through its 85 minutes without much breathing at all. And, the story is very simple and basic. And also, because of the limited budget, sometimes the animation, specifically in action sequences, can be a bit janky and jump about a bit, and it can be a bit confusing about what has just happened. And then you've also got some very on-the-nose dialogue, so this movie is not subtle at all, so it's pretty much, you get what you see. But all that aside, this is still very entertaining. Even its fast pacing, if anything, makes it engaging. It keeps it engaging. And I love the whole setting and aesthetic of it. It's set in this future, but the future is more like a 18th/19th century Europe mixed with technology. So there's a sci-fi element here as well. I also think D is like a really cool kind of badass like character. And I really like a lot of the monsters and demons that kind of show up. But for me, I think the biggest highlight of this is the film's gore. There is some absolutely great bloody and violent moments in this that are really well executed. And the film also keeps a very nice dark and creepy vibe. So even if the animation can sometimes dip in quality, there's still a lot of really like good visual bits in this. The one thing I will note though is that this film does have a very typical kind of 80s electronic score, which, you know, works, but the music they use in the opening, now I'm not sure if it's just a coincidence or a rip-off, because these films were released like a year apart from each other, but the opening music sounds exactly the same as the score from Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it is literally the same thing, so I definitely watch out for that one. So yeah, for an early adult-oriented horror anime, this is fun and enjoyable, and I think definitely worth checking out if you like your animes, you know, dark and bloody, but also don't mind them being a bit schlocky at times. I'd give it 3 hearts out of 5. I'll probably do Bloodlust as well in the future at some point, maybe next time, who knows. But thank you for watching. I am the Heart Critic. This has been my heartfelt opinion, and I shall see you next time.